Welcome back. In this we are going to discuss about the EC2 instance type. Whenever we are creating a machine, we need to select the instance type, and if I'm going to click on this, I have a long list of the instance type like T2, T2 extra large, T2, T3. If I'm going to scroll up, we have the C family. If I'm going to scroll up a little bit, we have the G, we have the D, we have the F family. Let's understand these in detail. Now this is the website which is one of the important website in order to understand the instance type. And here we have all the instance type provided by the Amazon. The first one, the journal purpose, and if we see T2 is a part of the journal purpose. This T2 micro, if I look T2, and if I'm going to scroll down, we have the T2 micro here, and this is the part of the journal purpose. If I'm going to scroll up, we have little bit detail about the journal purpose. Like the journal purpose, instances provide a balance of compute, memory and networking resources. In order to get more detail about the T2 Nano, like in which all scenarios I can create the T2 Nano, I can scroll down and look for the use cases. In the use cases, it is mentioned that we can use these instances for the website, for web application, development environment. That means this is not for the production. Microservices, test and staging environment, again not for the production. And in the general purpose, we have the other types as well. So let me go with the T4G. Again, we have little bit information about the T4G, what exactly these instances are. And if I'm going to scroll down, these are for the microservices, low latency interactive application, small and medium databases, virtual desktop, code repository. And what all instance type we will get in this? These are the one. So if you see T4 small, virtual CPU 2, memory 2. This is very important because whenever we are getting a requirement to create a EC2 machine, we always go with the memory and the CPU. That is not the correct approach. And why I am telling this thing, if you see, we have the T2 medium where we have the 2 and the 4 GB of the memory and 2 virtual CPU. The same thing I will get in the T2 micro as well. The same thing I will get in the T3, or might be I will not get, but more or less I will get 2 virtual CPU and memory is 4. I'm getting exactly the same thing which I was getting in the different tier, correct? So it is very important that we need to check the use case before selecting any of the machine. We always need to understand what exactly the purpose of creating this machine. It might be we are creating a machine for the small code repository, then we can go with the T2 micro. Or it might be we are creating this machine for a medium sized database, then we need to go with the T4, T3, T3A, as all of these machines are providing the database capacity. Let me go to the compute. Again, we have little bit information about the compute, and in the compute we have these classes, so we can go with any of the class based on our requirement. So we can go and read about the C5, what are the features of the C5, what are the option it is providing, like the memory and the CPU. So again, it is providing 2 virtual CPU, 4 GB of the memory, the same thing which we were getting in the journal purpose as well. But if I'm going to check the use cases for this, this is for the high performance web server, scientific modeling, batch processing, distributed analytic. Again, the purpose of the machine is totally changed, and there is a difference in the costing as well. If I'm selecting a journal purpose, the costing might be on the lower side. If I'm selecting a compute optimized, the costing is on the higher side. So it is always recommended that we need to collect the information first, why we are creating that EC2 machine, what is the purpose of creating that EC2 machine. And then we have the memory optimized. Again, we have little bit of information related to the memory. These instances are designed to deliver fast performance for the workload that process large data sets in memory. Again, we have these types provided in the memory optimized. R family, mainly R family. So R5, if I'm going to select little bit of the information available for the R5 instances, these all instances provided by the R family. And here we have the use cases: real-time big data analytic, distributed web scale, in-memory cache, mid-size in-memory databases, intensive applications such as high-performance databases. Then we have the accelerated. Again, we can go and read little bit about this. These are the type which are available in the accelerated. Then we have the storage, starting with I. And if I'm going to see the use case, these are for Amazon Open Search Service, real-time analytics such as Apache Spark, transactional databases, HPC optimize. We can read little bit of information related to this. These are the type, and there is no use case provided. Let me select. Yeah, there is no use case provided here, so that's okay. But before selecting a EC2 machine, it is always recommended that we come to this site and check exactly why we need that machine, what is the purpose of creating that machine, and based on that purpose we are going to select the machine.